Hi friends, and happy Halloween. It's time to do some Halloween crafts today. I have 3 of them for you. One is the spiderwebs that's behind me. And then we're gonna do a ghosty jug and a mummy jar. So first we're gonna do the web. So I suggest you practice with a piece of paper first. We're going to make it out of a trash bag, a black trash bag. So I got a piece of paper and I folded it in half and cut off the extra so that it's a square, because you need a square. So if it's folded in half, like a triangle, to make it a square, right? You know how to do that? Then you fold it again. And then you fold it again. And we're just practicing with this, but I want you to be able to see it. And you fold it again. I want you to be able to see it. I think you can see it better in the paper first. So, see how that works? You just kept folding the triangles. So that's the original. I folded it, folded it, folded it, and now it's got this little extra piece. All right, so I'm gonna trim that off in a curve. Just like that. And then we are cutting from the opposite side of the big fold. So we're going to make like 3 different cuts. So right now I am cutting at a curve, just the same. Oops. Forget that. We'll do it again. Cut as a curve. The same angle as the top. I'm cutting 2 slits. And then I'm going to cut a straight line to cut this out. You'll see what I mean. See? Just like that. And then do it again. So I'm cutting 2 slits. And then I'm cutting a straight line. Just like that. Then I'm going to cut this angle out. So I'm cutting the same curve following the top, but instead of making another slit like these guys, I'm just going to cut up from the bottom like a new little triangle. Get that off. So it's sort of like making the snowflakes. Remember when you were a kid? Just cut that right off like that. Open it up. We should have a spider web. It looks like the ones behind me. See? Ta-da! So, that's my practice. Let's do the real thing. Get this stuff out of my way. Alright, so I took a black trash bag and I did the exact same thing. I folded it in a triangle to make a square. So now I have a square. So, but the trash bag is 2-ply, right? I mean, it's round. So what you do there is after you make it a square, you cut the edges off. So it's sealed on each side and at the bottom, right? So just cut the edge off. Cut the edge off, open up the bottom, and you have 2 sheets of plastic on top of each other. Don't separate them because we're going to have 2 spider webs, just like the ones behind me. So I've already cut the edges off to save some time for the video. And I'm just going to fold it exactly how I did that piece of paper that we practiced with. So, fold it in half. Make a triangle. I'll fold it again. Make a smaller triangle. I'll fold it again. Make a smaller triangle. And one more time. Just like that. And we have it uneven, just like on the piece of paper. So they're all folded like that. I'm going to cut the top off. Cut super easy with regular scissors. So we're going to round the top because I want a rounded spider web. So just like that. That's my extra. I don't need that. Oops, I got a little point. Let's get rid of that point. All right. So This is slippery. I didn't have any trouble with the paper, but I do have a little bit of trouble with the plastic bag. So I'm just gonna snag a little piece of tape and I'm gonna get it a little less sticky. Just like I did with the Bible art craft. So I think it'll be a lot easier to get off. And then I'm gonna connect it at the top. I'll take that off later. So that way it doesn't slip too bad. So remember, you cut towards the main fold. These got little folds. We're gonna cut towards the main fold. And I'm gonna do exactly what I just did with the piece of paper, except hopefully I will not cut the whole top off. All right, so I'm cutting at an angle. And you do not have to worry. I mean, it's the same curved motion as the top of my bag. So you just cut those two and then you cut the slip off at the bottom. So it does not have to be perfect because it's a spider web, right? It's gonna look awesome. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna make it curve. Now, the first time I tried this, one, I didn't put tape, and so that was a mistake. So the tape helps tremendously. And two, I made the first cut down, and made the second cut, and it didn't work as well. It really looks better if you can have a straight line. Oops. A straight line at this edge, you know, versus a curved one, is basically what I'm trying to say. So one more, and then I'm going to cut the end. How many did I do with this one? 1, 2, 3. All right. Because this is a lot bigger than my broken piece of paper. All right. So cut that. Cut this off. Oops. Still a little slippery. Then, remember this? Now, I'm going to cut that same angle here at the bottom and cut a hole for the center of my spider web. Meet right up there. And it looks like this, just like it did with the paper. Now I take off this little piece of tape and we unfold it and see what we got. So the neat thing about the trash bags is it's got like that static, you know, you ever open up a trash bag and it sticks to itself. So that's actually awesome when you're decorating. So if you're putting it on your window or on your wall, you don't have to use a whole lot of tape. And I just put like a little tiny piece of tape here and there, and the rest just sticks. And then, ta-da! We have another spider web. Isn't that awesome? And there's two. They're stuck together, so all I have to do is separate them. And I have two more to hang up. That was easy, that was fun, and everything you have at your house. So say you don't have black trash bags, you can use a white trash bag. That works just as good. Technically, the spider webs are not black anyway, so it's all good. All right, now, this one is my ghosty friend. And on the beginning of this, you could see the at the beginning of the video and the beginning of the show, whatever, you can see it glow. It's glowing. So just put white lights in there, Christmas lights. Like you can buy them for $1 at the Dollar Tree. And if you don't already have them at home. But we usually have so many lights at home, it's not an issue. But, so this is an empty water jug, or you can use an empty milk jug. A white clear one would be the best. I've got a little sharp knife, so I'm going to put the face on this side, get rid of the lid, I don't need it. I'm going to cut a hole in the back so I can put my lights in there. So you can cut the whole thing with a knife, but I actually just get it started, and then my scissors do a great job. So you can actually probably just poke it with the scissors if you've got a sharp end. Mine is a blunt end, so mine won't cut through. But I just started the slit and then regular old scissors cutting right through there. So that's it. Now I have a hole in the back so I can stick my lights in. And then I just need to draw a face. So I have my Sharpie. And I love this goofy guy. I think I'm going to try a different one today. So you just take a big marker. A Sharpie would be best just because it won't smear off. I think watercolor is a bad idea. I don't think that'll really work. But you know what you can also do? Say you don't have a marker, but you've got scrap paper. You can make your own eyes out of paper if you don't have a Sharpie. So I'm making some eyes, coloring those in. And since this is plastic, you could put it on your porch if you wanted to, because it's not going to get messed up if it gets wet. And then I'm going to make this crazy little face I saw somebody else do. So it is sort of like a figure 8. And I'm just coloring it in. We'll see what that looks like. I didn't practice that. Let's see. Color it in. You guys might be better artists than me anyway. See? Now he's kind of screaming, ooh. So super easy, cute decoration you can make with stuff that's at your house. All right, so that's our ghost jugs. And we have one more thing to do. Hold on a second, I forgot to plug in my glue. All right, so we are now making a mummy. And he's cute too. I don't like any scary Halloween stuff. So he is cute and easy. This is an old pasta sauce jar. So I just recycled it. And I have googly eyes at home. I don't know why. I have a whole bag of googly eyes. But at some point in time, I must have needed some. So I have googly eyes, and I put the googly eyes on. But again, same thing. If you don't have googly eyes at home, no big deal. You can just make your own eyes off of paper, out of paper. And then if you have some gauze, this will look so cool if you have some gauze in like your first aid kit or something. I did not have gauze, so what did I use? Toilet paper. Yep, great commodity. So I just used toilet paper. It was super simple. And this is a large jar. This is the one I'm using today. So it's going to be a baby mummy, I guess. And I don't think I'll need as much. But just for this, it used 5 squares. And I kept them all connected. So this will not need that many. But I do have them. So I have the toilet paper right here. And it's way too thick. So I am going to cut it in half. All the way down. And then that is still a little thick for me. So I don't think I'm going to need all this. I'm going to cut it again and make a thinner strip for my mummy. So, notice how I'm doing all this while I'm letting my hot glue gun heat up. You can use any glue. That's just what I chose to use. But any kind of glue to glue on your eyes. All right, so I think this is going to be enough. And if you have a better side of your jar, obviously that should be your back. So on my jar, I had some writing on it. and I couldn't get all the paper off, so that's in the back. You can't even tell. So this is just a regular mason jar. So I'm just gonna glue my eyes on. I think I want them about here. Whoops, glue it on myself. There we go. Let's get this one on. So the eyes go on first so that you can put the mummy wraps around the eyes. So I'll put this one right here. Awesome, see? Then, I think I might want a little more glue on that since I got more on me than I did on my googly eye. Then we're going to start wrapping the gauze or the toilet paper or paper towel, whatever you happen to have. We're going to start wrapping it from the back. So you're going to need some glue. There we go. And you start it on the back. So I'm going to put my eyes down. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on my first strip. And then I'm going to put it on the back like this. And start wrapping. So I am going to put a little bit more on my next loop around. And then what you want to do is every time you get to the end of your strip, just put a little dab of glue and make sure that it's always on the back. So you could practice this before you actually put it on if you want, to make sure that everything lines up in the back. Especially with the toilet paper, it's easy to just separate a little square off. So around the eyes, I like to kind of go up and under like this. I just think it's funny. Yeah, I just let it pull down a little bit. Look at that. I just pulled that down a little bit. So funny. All right, I'm gonna go up and under a little bit and loop him around. And then I happen to have at home, I don't know what they're called, fairy lights or something. My niece got married and she had a bunch of them around. So they're battery packed. They're teeny tiny and they just put off just a real small glow. But it's perfect for this craft. So that's what I'm going to put in there. But you could also put, look at there, I do need more of this. You could also put a little candle if you want. This is a glass jar, so that'd be kind of neat to put a candle inside. Or if you happen to have like those battery candles, like the tea lights or the little small lights. That's my doggy. Hey. He's protecting me from the mailman. Okay, so then, anyway, so I was talking about the candles. That's a great idea. You could put a little candle in there. Especially the battery operated one. Then it doesn't mess up the end of your jar, the inside of your jar. And then, so I just needed 3 of these strips to do this little jar. And that's it. Look at him. Isn't he cute? So super easy, lots of fun, stuff you have at home. Happy Halloween. All right, thanks for joining me. Hope to see you next time.